Here we go.
The moment you give up is the moment you let someone else win. Words of Kobe Bryant that I saw come to life. Now I want you to picture a short, 5'1" basketball player. Every time her opponent takes one step, she has to take two. Sounds really sad, but she's never been discouraged. And that person I'm describing is me. Oftentimes, when I tell people that I play basketball as a hobby, they're surprised, or that I served as a high school varsity captain for 2 years, they're also surprised. But looking back, it was basketball that gave me the most valuable life lessons. Someone once told me that every second and every minute counts. And in a game of basketball, this is so true. And I realized this in one particular tournament last year in high school. Now, you have to understand that this basketball tournament was not just any basketball tournament. It was the biggest and most important tournament of all. And there are 12 teams who come together to compete together from all over Asia, Vietnam, Korea, Japan, and so on. And this tournament was held at my school last year. And that meant that we had great home court advantage, as well as our bleachers were packed with our own fans. It was so crazy. However, none of our teammates or I could have imagined the turnout of one of the games. In this game, we were playing against a team from Japan. And they were fairly easy, just because we played them several years in the past, and every time we beat them by at least 20 points or more. And so our strategy going in was to relax and reserve our energy for other competitions that required more strength. However, we soon realized that we needed a better plan because we were losing, and we were losing bad. We were making mistakes that we never make throughout the season, and like turning the ball over, getting intercepted. And as a captain, it was embarrassing and disappointing that we were performing that way in front of our own fans. In the fourth quarter, that's when people started leaving. And we were still trailing behind 16 points away from game point. And at that point, all hope really seemed lost. But eventually, we started catching up. And from the bleachers to players to bench to coaches, the win and the thirst for the win was over the roof. And the only thing that I could focus on was the pressure and tension that I felt, and the only thing that I could hear was my heart thumping. Now, things changed quite quickly, and it was fast and strange. It was as if we all got the power of LeBron James, brought it on court, and even when we were drenched in our own sweat and clinging for our last breath, it was crazy. Imagine what you can do in 9 seconds. Maybe this morning it took you 9 seconds to pour cereal into your bowl, or it took you 9 seconds to decide to procrastinate or to fall asleep. But with 9 seconds left on the clock in fourth quarter, with 2 points to game point, I ran from the opposite opponent's end of the court to my side of the basket, managed to pull up the layup to tie the game. And I had 3 tall defenders up in my face. And if you look at the live stream on playback, I probably look so embarrassing. I probably looked like I was being chased by a lion, but it was so worth it. And I never knew that in my high school career that I would have made such a large impact in my basketball, and my high school basketball's legacy. But I managed to turn the game over within 9 seconds. And after, many people came up to congratulate me on my tie-breaking shot, from elementary schoolers to staff members who I didn't know by name, but they knew me. But this experience overall gave me a fresh perspective in the things that I do. And so I feel like reflecting back, I often feel nostalgic when things come to an end. For example, high school graduation and seeing my friends of 6 years separating because we were off to bigger and better things. Or I find myself clinging on to things that I don't have, or the things that I should have done when I had the chance to. But this basketball tournament was very different. I left everything I had on court, left everything I had in me on court, and walked away with no regrets. And I'm so thankful and grateful that I had this experience to experience the value of time in such a real and tangible way. Not many people can say that. But I realized that in whatever we do, time is precious in the relationships we have with our family and the friendships we create. So I've been really encouraged to live every day to the fullest and just focus on the smallest things in life. As Harvey Mackay says, time is free, but it's priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. Once it's over, you can't get it back. Thank you.